Welcome back, everybody. Well, she's a little chilly out there this morning. Got back, I'm a little sleepy too. We got back from Canada pretty late last night, but we got to go grind some hay, and then we're gonna probably be chopping hay. No, chopping silage, and that's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. So yeah, I'm a little sleepy. My intro is a little wonky there, but I'm gonna be grinding some hay to start with, because we're gonna chop the corn. We're gonna bag everything this year because we already have a pile. So chop the corn first this afternoon, hopefully, and then we're gonna do the sorghum, and that's gonna be wet enough that I think I'm gonna have to add some ground hay to it as we bag it. So I'm gonna grind 50 bales of hay here this morning. Mike's sitting over there already. I'm a little late. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. With the soybeans underneath and that sorghum, I'm hoping the heads won't get plugged up with the fine stuff underneath, but all we can do is try, right? Fire up old Jinxie here. Well, we got a little plan figured out. He's gonna get set up. I'll wipe my windows off and we'll give her to her. So this would all be 2-year-old hay here. We got some barley, and then just I think that's a deal of CRP, and this is actual prairie hay. This is what we'll start with and see how many we get. Here we go. Well, the doggo's got another mouse. They've been watching pretty close. That's actually maybe a rat over there. Oh no, it's a mouse. No, I think it is a rat. That's the first one I've seen though. It's good to get this cleaned up. I can't keep caught up with him though. I'm too far away and these bales are too dry. So it runs empty for 20 seconds every bale probably, or... Oh, we got a pretty decent pile. I brought a handful of bales from up there, so... Oh, we'll see. The only concern is now is if the header's gonna work on that sorghum with the soybeans underneath. But we won't know until we try it. And then we'll have to make a plan of what we can and can't do. Well, I think we should go get a couple loads of gravel. There's a spot there on that path that in the township we'll probably haul a little bit and fill that in so the trucks don't have to bounce through that hole. Then we can haul a few, or maybe one up by the silage pile and fill a little divot. I really like that hose reel. That was a Breyer or Brero, B-R-E-O-R-O or something. Maybe the link's down in my thing, but pretty nice 50 footer for a couple $100. But I got a little problem here. Ripping antifreeze, but this looks like this clamp was loose. Well, it's good to be back and check out the country here. We were gone for 4.5 days. Me and Dane went up to Saskatchewan to Ryan Cattler's place. We were hunting snow geese and ducks and stuff up there. Had a good time. We had a little group of guys, 5 of us I guess. We shot about 150 birds, so that was nice. Fun to see some different country. Saw some moose, lots of coyotes, lots of birds. So that video is either next, probably next, but that's why we didn't have a video on Saturday, because me and Dane were both up into Canada. So shout out to Straight Pipe Bakers and Ryan Cattler for dealing with us for a few days. It was a good time. Grind to pick it up too. All right, we're back in the pit here. Getting quite a ways back. I mean, they're 3/8 of a mile from the scale now. Wash plant's going today. That's all sand and that's P-rock. That stuff there is 1 inch. And that 1 inch, for some reason, they never have any of that. I mean, they're always hand to mouth on the 1 inch. I don't know what they use it for or what's going on, but that's the story. We're going down here to the crushed gravel. She's boiling out of there, boys. So when they do road gravel, then they just mine these hills, or they dig out of these hills and they let the clay come with it, and the clay gets mixed in with the gravel. So you get to be able to pack it then. And that stuff there is basically sand towards the bottom towards the bottom of the vein, and then they don't put any gravel or any clay with it. Then they take that right to the wash plant, separate the rocks and wash out the dirt. £52,000 total. All right, let's go find a hole to dump this thing in, huh? He's been on there a couple times. Well, here's the mud hole. Back for round 2, baby. Pretty dang close, 51.5. These are Dane's silage rings. If you look back or go to Facebook at dfcattlemats.com, that's the website. These are like 50 or 75 or 100 tires all woven together so you can roll them out over your tarps. Well, anyway, we sold these to a guy over here in this area. So last night after we got back from Canada, then I had to go down and load these up.
And you should be thankful that you have a bale bed. Yay, bale bed.
Yeah, because he didn't have his skid steer there. More charity work, I guess, right?
It's not called charity, it's called your family. You could. Ooh. Brisket catcher. I'm gonna ride it down.
There goes another fellow dump trucky in. Well, let's knock down some of these humps that we made, and then I thought if Jim was going to come out, I would have him get the old 4020 out and he could load this thing, but we can, there'll be a couple loads there, so we can load one if you...
In your 20s, people worry about what other people think of you. In your 30s, you say, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. And in your 40s, you finally realize the truth, which is, and the truth is, like, we live in a world with such material abundance, where the majority of people listen.
Kind of drag it around a little bit, try to leave it on top of the hill, leave it fairly thick. Sassy Vance is lining up a few bales here, getting this lot organized again. I can only dump like 3 semi-loads of hay in this little lot, and then we have to organize. We'll get this done, and then we'll both go over, and I think there's like 85, maybe 4 loads in this field here close to Jim. We can buzz those in. I want to get that cleaned up before it freezes. I don't want to be driving out in them alfalfa fields, you know, right before a frost or right after a frost. It's just best to get it done and get out of there. They just let it all freeze. Had a little minor mishap with this bad boy the other day. My cord for my lights, all this stuff was down here, and while it had worked its way underneath this and smashed all 6 or 7 wires in there, instead of blowing a fuse, I had one hot lead hooked to here, which was just directly hooked to the battery. Well, that was just hot, sending back down in, went in there, and it just melted the coating off of the wire for about 4 feet. That was minty. See if this will grow fire, huh? Well, I put some fuel in the telehandler, but now I hear the trucks coming. So we're gonna start chopping silage and bagging it. So I better get this thing down the road out of the way here. Make a plan and tell them where we want to start the bag and show them where the field is. There's really not a lot more for us to do besides that. They bring all the supporting equipment, you know, so we just get out of their way. So do you want to drive this thing up, or do you want me to?
Oh, it's beeping?
Yeah. So this is the bagger. It's got its own power source in there. This is where the bag is over this tunnel. So I'll fold it up in there, and then they'll fill it on this side. Just kind of like this truck is. They back it up to this roller. Hey, Lonnie.
Whoa.
Back her up to here, and then this pushes the truck ahead, right? Yep. Essentially, the truck goes into neutral, and
yep,
you kind of just let her walk ahead. Here we go. Well, that officially starts the chopping season. It should last about 6 hours, I'd say, maybe 5.5, 6 hours, depending on how everything shakes out. He'll whip in there and do a circle so the truck's got a place to get turned around, and they'll get her opened up. They'll bring some other trucks over here and go around the outside and get her so they can get her operating. To the bagger. We'll head to the bagger and I'll show you how she gets unloaded. They had little troubles getting the field opened up there, but they got her open, this little patch opened up now, so old Riley should be off to the races now.
Stand like so it doesn't have to try to get the silage to come over the top of the tail.
So this tail's got to get laid underneath there, and that seals the end of it up. Now the silage can come over the top and just kind of squish it down, and then they'll be able to take off. Now there's silage right here. Otherwise it was just blowing around. So we'll do a load now and see, but probably less than a minute, or about a minute and 20 seconds, we can do a whole load. 16 ton. Well, let's head over to the field and we'll see what kind of progress we're making over here. They're nibbling right along. This is probably some of the better corn I've ever grown, but it's all due to the excessive amount of moisture we got this summer. I don't know what we had, 20 some inches during the growing season, which is just really wild. The corn's not extremely tall. Every stalk did its thing. Nice big ears, lots of leaves, but the ears are really big. And the stand was good. Weed pressure was kind of low, so. And she's thick, you know, you can't see through it by any means. That's good. I don't know how tall it is, 7 foot tall, but they all got a good ear on them. But yeah, look at that corn. She's thick in there, bud. You must have just gobbled up a skunk right there too.
Yeah, I think it freaking stinks. Yeah. Yeah.
But it don't take much grass for that thing to puke it out.
These old heads, it gets a little, they're not as good as the new ones you chop anything. The old ones. And the drum, I think the drum is physically wore out because the whole knife throw was bent. So it's then.
Get you an action shot of the start here. Coming in hot. Big Kevo. We'll get one more action shot here and then I better go back to the bagger. Well, everything's going for them now. They're short one truck. We'll bring another truck tomorrow, but they're giving her. Let's go get a load of hay, huh? Or at least move this out to the field to walk back. Sassy Pants went to town on us. Whoa. She also left it in gear. Help me. Sorry about that, old girl. So this alfalfa here in grass is the one I overseeded orchard grass and reed canary this year after my first cutting. It's hard to say, and we disked it, so it's really hard to say what could be coming. We took 2 crops off her and then this all grew back. I think we cut it like the 10th of September, so we're in good shape to go into winter, letting this freeze. Now we get to walk back. Thank goodness we got good legs, right? I always like bringing gravel in right before the silage choppers get here because we put 2 loads of gravel here now, and of course they're gonna put whatever 100 passes or better over top of it, so it's like free packing now that only cost me $20,000. Enough joking around, let's get to Jinxie Cat. The old sun is setting. Let's get this last one on here, hey bud? Well, let's go dump this. I think I've had enough for today. We'll check the bag out, show you what that's looking like. Got to see 3 Canadian sunrises and Canadian sunsets the last few days. That was pretty cool out there on the prairies of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan or Saskatchewan. Anyways, it's pretty cool country up there. They're a little dry, but they're getting through her. Now that winter's here, it's fall or winter, it'd be no big deal, but they made her. All right, let's go dump this bad boy. Well, I think they're wrapping it up too. That truck is parking. Whoa, you can't even see me in here, bud. Well, I'm gonna dump this. I'll show you guys the old dump deal, huh? Again, you'd like to see that? One of them solenoids bad, or what the heck? Does it click back here? What goes on? I think it is the dang solenoid, huh? I don't know, folks. I think, I don't know what's going on with that thing. It's getting hot now, so I need to quit what I'm doing. I gotta have someone help me look at that. Coyote, pretty close. Anyways, a couple of coyotes. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. Chopping's going good. We'll be chopping again tomorrow and probably one other day doing this sorghum. So stay tuned. I won't film it all. I'll keep you posted. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.